of the data, to analyze the data, to interpret the data. Okay, these are nothing but the statistics. And what are the things we have to do? So you have to, in statistics mainly, you have to do the collect the data, you have to present the data, you have to analyze the data, and you have to interpret the results. Okay, these things. So wherever you are having the data, means that is all about the statistics. Okay. So the primary data is when you are collecting directly, that is called the primary, which are collected from the units or individual directly, that is called the primary data. Secondary data is someone has collected, and again the second time if the data which has been collected by individual or agency or statistical treated to draw the certain conclusion. Now the same data you use to analyze extra some other information. Okay, so first you have to collect, after that you are doing some another, second time you are doing some analysis, that is called the secondary data. And you are having some terminology there. So in data, so you will understand what is the meaning of population while going to the fifth module. Okay, fifth, sixth, seventh module. At that time the sampling technique. So in sampling, so population, like I have given one example in that last class. Whenever we are having, so for example, we need to do some survey. Okay, at that time you cannot, for example, we are having how many people? Almost 135 crore or 140 crore people are there. Okay, in our country. So if you're going to do some survey, you cannot take the whole population. Okay, that is called the whole population. So if you are doing the survey on 140 crore people, it will take months and months of time. Who is having that much of time? Who is having that much of resources? Okay. So instead of taking the whole population, we used to go for the sample. Okay. We'll do survey on 1 lakh people or 10 lakh people. Okay. And that is what. And the parameters are there while going for the different distributions, different probability functions. We are having the parametric statistics are there, and the sampling is same. So these things are random sampling, non-random sampling. These things are there. We'll have the discussion later. And variable is there. Variable is nothing but the random variable. It will come in second module. And frequency means how much time they are repeating. Discrete frequency means only that number wise. Okay, like 1, 2, 3, 4, how many times they are repeating. Continuous means in an interval. It may be open, it may be closed. Okay, in between 1 to 10, how many times they are repeating. In between 2 to 20 to 10 to 20, 20 to 30. These are nothing but the continuous frequency. Okay. Discrete means just normal 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1 is repeating 5 times, 2 is repeating 7 times, 9 times, like that. Okay. And continuous means in an interval. It is repeating 3 times, let 10 to 20 is repeating 5 times. We'll have discussion in this module only. We'll see one example here. So this is nothing but this is the discrete type. The marks and number of students. These are the discrete data that are there. Okay. These are the discrete data that are there. And here, what you can say, and these are the continuous data, that data interval type is there. So this is the discrete type. These are the continuous type. Continuous type 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. So these are the, and its frequencies are given. Okay. And similarly, you can have other type which are means not means in interval type, but thing is that there is no, see, the common point is there. Here 10 is ending and it is again 10 is starting. So here 0 to 3, 9 and next 10 to 9, 19. Okay, so no common point is there. So this type of also we can have. So similarly, you can have different types of, and we'll see what type of distribution are there. So you are having, in when we are going for the class distribution, okay, these are called the class intervals. Okay, these are called the 0 to 10, 10 to 20. These are called the class intervals. Okay, and in this class interval, we'll have the class limit. Limit means what is that upper, that lower value and upper value, that's different. Okay, this is called the limit. Like 10 units we are having. Class interval, and that interval is that different. And class limit, lower limit, upper limit. Class frequency, that how many times repeating. Class midpoint is nothing but the middle point. and exclusive method, inclusive method. Inclusive method means it is that adding, exclusive means it is not adding. So when you are doing the measure of central tendency, so okay, so the data analysis we are having the primarily, and these are the main focus. What are the focus points in this module? Okay, you are having these are the primary things in this module. Module 1, you have to do the measure of central tendency. Central tendency means what? It is about the average. Okay, it is about the center position. And measure of variation or measure of dispersion is what? Like, for example, the points are given, some data are given, okay? And for example, this is your whole population. So they are centered around this point. Okay, you can say that these points are centered around this one. This is about the measure of central tendency. When you are talking about the variation, that how much they are having the dispersion in the whole area. Okay, so that is what. And measure of skewness and accuracy, that also will have the discussion. In this module only we are having the discussion. And measure of central tendency, measure of variation, I think these two things you know already. Okay, measure of central tendency is nothing but the mean, median, mode, those things. Okay, and measure of variation is nothing but the standard deviation and variance, those things are there. Okay, I think these two things you know already, but we'll have little bit elaborate explanation in this model. And so, okay, so measure of central tendency, like I mentioned, you are having that mean, median, mode, geometric mean, and that harmonic mean. Okay, these are the things are there. So mean means we used to use the, in general, the arithmetic mean only we used to use. Okay, and what is the definition? You know that the arithmetic mean or the normal mean is nothing but sum of the all number divided by the total number of observations, okay, or total number of data. So here you are having x1, x2 up to xn data are there. You just take the sum divided by total number of observations. You know that how to find the mean, or this is nothing but the average. Okay, this is nothing but the average only, sum of all the number divided by total number of observations. For example, like 10 family members are there, their monthly income is also given. What is the mean or what is the average of their income? So you take the sum of all these number, divide by 10, that is nothing but the mean or average. You know those things. And so this is about the discrete arithmetic mean for the discrete series. Discrete means now discrete frequency series. Okay, so frequencies are there, the discrete data are there, and their frequencies are also given: 8, 12, 20, 10, 6, 4. These are the frequencies are given. Okay, so what you have to do? So you have to just multiply. You can add 20 how many times? 8 times, no issue. Okay, like you used to do. So 28 times, 30 how many times? 12 times. So a very lengthy process that we used to do traditional. So better instead of adding 25 8 times. So what you can do? You just multiply 20 into 8 now. Then similarly 30 is repeating how many times? 12 times. So instead of adding 30 12 times, you just multiply 30 with 12. Okay. Similarly 40 20 times, 50 10 times, 66 times, 70 4 times. So you just multiply, divide by total frequency. What is total frequency? What is total frequency? Sum of these frequencies. Getting or not? What is total frequency? What we used to do, the average. Average means what? Sum of all the number divided by total number of frequencies or total number of observations. Okay. So in general, what you used to do? You used to add one, that 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 divided by, let 4 numbers are there. That is what is called the average or mean. Here it is saying this number. Okay, so this is, let for example 20, 30, 40, 50 like that. Okay, you just add the number divided by the total number of frequencies. Okay, how many times? What is the total number? Now it is saying that 20 is repeating how many times? 8 times it is repeating. So what you have to do? You have to add how many times? 20. You have to add 28 times. Instead of that, you just multiply with 8 now. Similarly, 30 12 times. So you just multiply these things, and after that, what is the total frequency? 20 is repeating how many times? 8 times. 12. So these things you add, you will find getting a no. So this is the basic thing you know. So that is what. So 20 you have to multiply 8 times, and that is nothing but 160, and that is nothing but 30. How many times? 12 times. So 30. You can add 12 times. It's very lengthy process. Better you multiply 360. So you just take the sum of these values, divide by total number of observations. So what is that? 60. So Fi into Xi divided by N. N is 60. You are going to get 41. These things you know already, na? Nothing so much serious thing is there. Basic things. And now going for the continuum. Yeah, now something. This also you have, I think, in standard 11, 12 it was there. But still, we'll discuss. So what is the continuous? Continuous means there should be in an interval. Okay, it should be in an interval. So here the continuous series is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60. What is that? These are in terms of interval only, and their frequencies are given. So when interval is there, so how will deal with that? What is the suggestion? When we are saying that numbers are varying in between 0 to 10, and how many times 12 numbers are there which are in between 0 to 10. How to deal?
So first higher limit by lower limit. Divide it by 2.
Sorry? You take the middle point. Na? What is problem with that? So if you are taking the middle point, that is nothing but it is representing the whole that interval. See, 0 to 10, there are so many numbers are there. Okay, you cannot take one, you cannot take two, but if you are taking the that mean, or the if you are taking the center position, that is representing the whole interval. So we don't know that what numbers are the exact there. It is saying that 12 numbers are there in between 0 to 10. It may be 1, it may be 9, it may be 7. There are 12 numbers are there which are in between 0 to 10. Okay. So when we are having no idea, okay, just someone has said that you are having 12 students are there whose marks are there in between 0 to 10. So if we are having proper information, okay, the marks are like 9, 7, 6 or 4, 3 like that, then you can just add them, okay, like we used to do traditional. But now that information you don't have. Just someone has said in between 0 to 10, that I have seen somewhere that your students in between 0 to 10, there are 12 numbers are there. Okay. So how to deal with that? You don't have proper information. So you just take the middle position. That will represent the interval perfectly. Getting or not? So that means the middle value is 5 and it is nothing but 12 times. Then here the middle position is 15. It is how many times? 18 times. Here it is 25. How many times? 27 times. 35, 20 times. 45, 17 times. 55, 6 times. Okay. Then you just multiply like we used to do. So to deal with this continuous problem, we have to take the midpoint. Whenever or wherever you are having the continuous type class interval is there, at that time you have to consider the midpoint. Getting or not? Wherever you are having the continuous type or class interval times, at that time you have to consider the midpoint. Okay, so you take the midpoint. Midpoint is here 5. Second class midpoint is 15, 25, 35, 45, 54. And after getting this midpoint, like you used to do previously, na, the discrete case, same way you have to do. The exactly same way we have to do. Getting enough. So you just multiply 12 into 5, 60, 18 into 15, 270, 27 into 25, 20 into 35, 17 into 45, 6 into 55. Then you just take the sum of these numbers. That is nothing but you are going to get 2800. Divide by total frequency. This is nothing but you are going to get 100. So you just divide, you will get the mean. Getting enough. Now, using the deviation, okay. So the another technique is that using the deviation we can do in all the type problem we can have the mean, okay, using deviation. So why we are using the deviation? when the numbers are so much like large numbers, for example, someone is giving 378, 542, how to take that average, okay, mean. If you're taking this big number like 768, okay, like someone is taking 1091, this type of number. Now to take the what to find the mean. So it is very tedious work and very difficult work. Okay. So if you're doing little bit mistake somewhere also, one digit is somewhere you're writing while typing or you're doing the addition, you're making mistake, whole answer you will get the wrong. Okay. So instead of taking so much large number, we'll take one arbitrary, what is the mean we'll take, consider. Okay. So if we are taking one arbitrary number, so here that origin is here. What is the starting point? Okay. So if we are shifting our origin to another arbitrary value, A, for example, I will take the, for example, here the what is that? We're taking the from the arbitrary point A. So here if I am starting the point 500, okay. So if I am taking the point 500, that point is arbitrary. You can take anything, okay. Now the numbers will be, instead of 542, you can consider from 500 the difference is 42. Here it is nothing but 268. So if you are taking the deviation from the arbitrary point A, so instead of this big number, now you will have very small number. Calculation will be easier. So, but thing is that you have to take care of that thing. Okay, how to take care? So your numbers all will be deviated from that arbitrary position. This is called the arbitrary point. Okay, you have to consider all the things. Okay, in this model, you can use the traditional method or you can use the arbitrary point method also using the deviation. Okay, that also you can take. So that is up to you. If you need, then you take this is called the deviation method. And if you are not comfortable, then you can go with the traditional method that we have just discussed. Okay, that is up to you. Which method you are comfortable. But the both method answer will have the same only. No need to worry for that. Here calculation will be little bit easier, but you have to take care of certain things. Okay. So whenever we are taking the arbitrary point, okay, so you have to shift all the points according to this point. You have to shift all the points according to that point. And previously what we used to do? We used to do fi into xi divided by n. What do you used to do? Xi means the class interval midpoint. Okay. So we previously what we used to do? Fi into xi divided by n. So here instead of xi, you have to take the deviation di, because we shifted every point according to the arbitrary point A. So all the points will be now scaled. Getting or not? All the points now it will be scaled according to the new point A. So when we shifted our origin to the new point A, so now instead of 542, it will be just normal 42. Instead of 578, it will just 78, like that. Okay. Getting or not? So here you can see right hand side, one example is there. There are two things actually, discrete numbers are there and the class interval there. So class interval means you have to take care of the classes also. So here, so what you can take? So you just take the deviation from that mean position, that is from that arbitrary point. So this is xi minus a, nothing but the difference. Okay, this is nothing but di. Now you have to do the normal things, fi into di, frequency, and instead of previously we used to start from the origin. So here you are starting from the arbitrary point A. So that is why the A, from that point you take the deviations and the deviations, and you take the average of that deviation divided by the average of deviations is nothing but this is the formula. Okay, and that is going to be the same value only. It is not going to be something else. Getting or not? So what you have to do? So first you have to calculate the deviations. You find the deviations. Then if you are having the frequencies, then you have to multiply the frequencies. We have to take care na, how many times it is repeating. If these are the repeating, if these are the frequencies are there, then you have to multiply the frequencies with the deviation. Like we used to do xi into fi. Now you have to do fi into di. That is it. Getting or not? Previously these are, for example, the xi. Okay, these are the fi. So what do you have to do? Previously you are doing fi into xi. Now the deviation you are taking, what you have to write? You have to write fi into di. Okay, fi into di. That is it. You have to write. So fi into di, this is nothing but the deviation. These are nothing but the deviations. After that, what do you have to do? You have to take the sum. You have to divide with the total number of observations. So you take the sum of fi di divided by n. This is nothing but the average, but you have to take care of that point. So you have to add the a. Getting or not? And if you are having the class width you are having, okay. So class width if you are having, then you have to take care of that class width also, okay? Because class interval also it matters there. How you can see, whenever we, for example, here we are having one example. Here we are having one example. These are the points are there. 0 to 8, the frequency is 8. 8 to 16, the frequency is 7. 16 to 24. The frequency is 16, 24 to 32, frequency 24, 32 to 40. These are the frequencies are given. Okay. So whenever class interval there, what we have to do? You have to take the midpoint, correct or not? So we took the midpoint here. So 0 to 8 midpoint is 4, 8 to 16 midpoint is 12, 16 to 24 midpoint is 20, 24 to 32 midpoint is 28. So that is we calculated, correct or not? Midpoint down. Then what you have to do? You have to multiply the midpoint with the frequency. So the midpoint along with the frequency, you just multiply. Now when we are taking the arbitrary point, okay, so frequency so this is the midpoint, these are the values, okay. But thing you can see here, okay, if you're doing that frequency midpoint method, that is the old method, okay. Now we have to use the division method, okay. Now you can see these points, if you are observing these points a little bit bigger, if you are observing these points a little bit, calculation little bit difficult, then you take the arbitrary point A. So arbitrary point A, here they have taken some 20. What they have taken? They have taken the arbitrary point as 20. It is up to you what point you are taking. You can take 32, you can take, but you take within that lower value and upper value. Okay, otherwise it will have so much error it will have. Okay, error means you will get the same answer only, but thing is that calculation again it will be, the error will be so much high. Getting or not? Now you can see if I taken the arbitrary point 28, then you can see that again that to scale that one we need to divide the class interval h. Okay, so here you can see the class interval are regular class interval 8 units are there. Okay, 8 units are there, the class interval. Okay, so what you have to do? So first you have to take the division 4 minus 28. What is that? The midpoint is 4 minus 28. What is that? This is your x, na? 4 minus 28. What is that? 4 minus 28. What is that?
24.
It is minus 24. It is minus 24 or not? 4 minus 4. This is the I am talking. Let me erase everything. So you are having here 4 you are having. So this is nothing but your x, okay, for x side. And you have to the deviation from the arbitrary point. So arbitrary point here they have taken 20. You can take any point, okay. So here they have taken 20. So x minus a, let me make one column here, okay? Make one column, x minus a. So x minus a, here a is nothing but 28. So x minus a, what is that? 4 minus 28, what is that? You will get minus 24. Here 12 minus 28, what you will get?
Minus 12.
Minus
12.
how much you get? 12 minus 28
Minus 14.
minus
Minus 14.
Minus 16.
Minus
Minus
16.
16, sir.
then 20 minus 28, how much is it? Then 28 minus 28, 0. Then 36 minus 28,
8. 8.
then 44 minus 28.
16.
Okay, you will get this number. After that, see, we are taking that that xi is nothing but the class midpoint, okay, and it is having unit it is having the class interval of unit, that the unit length is 8 units length is there, okay. So you have to scale that one. Again, you are getting big number, so you have to scale that one. So scale that one of 8 units, okay. Then it will fall in that class interval. So 8 units are there, the class interval. So you have to scale it. Scale it, divide by h. So if you are dividing this is the class interval, h is nothing but 8. 8 units for all the classes. 40 minus 48, what is the difference? 8 units. 32 minus 40, what is difference? 8 units. 24 minus 32, what is the difference? 8 units. 16 minus 24, what is difference? 8 units. 8 minus 16, what is difference? Okay, the class interval is nothing but 8 units. Okay, so you have to scale that one. So if you're dividing with h, now you see how much small number you are getting, and it is in between. If you're dividing by h means it will lie in between 0 to 8 only. Okay, it will lie in between 0 to 8 only. So now it is very small number you are having now. So after getting, so these are nothing but instead of getting that x, now we are having using the deviation method, we got these deviations we got. Okay, deviation from where? Deviation from the position 28. From where? The deviation from where? Deviation from 28. Okay. After that, what we have to do? These are nothing but the our di. Okay. These are our xi, and these are now we got the deviations. Okay. If you are having no class interval, if you are having the normal discrete data, then no need to divide with h. Getting or not? If you are not having class interval, you just take the xi minus a. This is nothing but the di. Getting or not? If the discrete case is there, if continuous case, then you have to divide here with h. Getting or not? Hello, are you getting?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
if
sir.
it is a continuous case, then you have to divide with here h. And if it is discrete case, then no need to divide with h, because there will be no class interval. Okay, just arbitrary number and the deviation you have to take. So what is that? So you got the deviations here. Then what the next we have to do? What next we have to do? What next? Tell me. We got these deviations. What else? So these deviations are nothing but our data only. Instead of these xi, we consider this di. Na? We are just scaling it, nothing else. We are just shifting the origin to the point, arbitrary point a. Getting or not? Hello?
Yes, sir.
What else?
Yes, sir.
Then the
Yeah.
next what we have to do?
Multiply di.
FIDL.
Frequency. Get correct. So we have to multiply. This is your di. This is your fi, frequency fi. So di into fi. So you just multiply. So 8 into minus 3, minus 24, 7 minus 2, minus 14, 16 minus 1, minus 16. So like that you just multiply. Okay. So these are nothing but the fi di. Then what is that? Divide by n. So you just add these one, fi into that is nothing but that normal we have to do now, fi xi divided by n. What in general fi xi sum divided by n. This is nothing but the mean formula, okay? X bar formula. So we are calculating the mean. So this is nothing but the Fi di divided by n. Divided by n is nothing but what is the total frequency? Total frequency n is 77. Okay. So we are dividing with n. But thing is that we have scaled everything to according to the class interval 0, the class interval of 8 units. So if I am multiplying with the what is that with the h, then we'll get the actual data. Okay. So we have to multiply everything with the class with h. And if it is discrete data, then no need to do all these things. Okay. So you just multiply everything with h, then it will be scaled to the according to the actual data. Then you add your origin and you will get the actual mean. Okay. So if discrete data, then no need to do all these things. Just you take the arbitrary number. If it is discrete data, then no need to do anything else. Just take the arbitrary point A. Then you shift everything according to that point. You find the di. You multiply with the frequency. Then you take the sum of frequency divided by n, and you add your origin. Okay. But if it is a continuous data, then you have to scale it properly. You take the deviation. After taking the deviation, and so you have to scale it by dividing with h, then you multiply with the h. After that you add the origin. So this h you have to take care. Okay. So these things they are for the discrete and continuous, and median we'll discuss in the next class. And let me give you some practice example. Let me see whether they are or not.
Sir,
Yes.
so what will happen if the class width is different for each interval? Like, how will the formula change?
So that is that will be very difficult to handle. For that, some different things are there. So you have to scale it. That is not for like this course. It is not there. So we're having the regular interval. If the interval is irregular, then you are having some other higher things are there. So that is again you have to scale something else so that it will have some that what is that to make the regular scale. The very tedious work is there. So it is not there, right? No need to worry that if the class interval is irregular, then how to handle. No need to worry. It is there. It is a basic course for statistics. This is not advanced course. So you need to understand how the statistics you have to use. Let me see whether there is any problem or not. These are the most problem. They are continuous. Okay, here is the problem is there. Okay. So some 2-3 problems are there. So you calculate the mean of these problems. Okay. This is the first example. You note down this one. So you just note down this problem and you calculate the mean. Okay. Median mode we'll discuss next class. Just you find the mean and check whether you're getting 39.52 or not. Okay. And these are the two problems are there. Okay, I'll share the materials with you. Okay, you just find this problem and what is the you are going to get the mean 24.19 or not. Okay, you just try it. You can do it or not, and you use what is that normal method you can use just xi/fi sum divided by n. Okay, or you can use the division method. Okay, di divided by n. And sorry, it is not discrete type, so you have to adjust according to that. Right? Getting or not? So use both the method and you check both the method you are getting the same answer or not. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
And you should get the same answer. And for the CAT 1 and for the FAT exam, one question definitely will be there. Okay. One question definitely will be there to calculate the mean, median, mode. Although it is looking very much simple, but maximum people they used to do the calculation mistake. They never used to get the exactly same answer. Okay, one will get 28, another will get 32, someone will get 21 like that. they never used to get the exactly correct answer. That is why maximum people, they used to lose the marks. So you have to take care of the calculation part, and you try. So I will share the materials with you. You try to solve these two problems. Okay. Okay. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can take leave. It is almost 8.